welcome back. So in this one we're going to go ahead and tackle the styles. That way the button currently is zoomed in way too much, and we can fix it. That way we can go from settings, profile, events, have the time in the middle, the inventory, the phone, and the map, all in the top section. But before we tackle that, I do want to point out this updated version of the Patreon if you're interested. It does support the channel and me. The dollar just is pretty much supports me. A dollar's a dollar. The $5 pretty much gets you early access to the videos and early access to the GitHub code. Whenever I do push the GitHub code out there, obviously you will know in the video, but you can actually obtain the GitHub code early on if you follow or if you watch the GitHub repo. You can get that a couple days, if not a week early. And then the Patreon legend, you get voting power. You get early access, the same as this one, but the big one is the voting power. So what voting power is pretty much you get to control what happens on the next video and what topic we get to discuss going forward. So wanted to bring this up, and let's get on with the video. Alright, so the thing that we want to tackle first is to make the icons a little bit smaller. So let's go ahead and do that. And while making it smaller, we also want to be able, since it's just one button, since it's just one button, it doesn't have that hover functionality. We don't have one for where if the player hovers over it, it should darken a little bit. We don't have an image for that, and that's intentional because I want to do everything in code. So let's go ahead and do that. First, I want to go ahead and define a transform for the darkened hover state. And again, it's going to be a transform. Can I spell transform? And I want to do hover darken. And I do want to have a dark amount is equal to negative 0.2. Okay. Now we want to pretty much state the idle and the hover events. So on idle, we want to go ahead and grab the matrix color. Oops. Matrix dot identity returns an identity of the matrix. Pretty much that just returns the exact same value, which is what we want. And we also want to zoom out 0.5, well, 0.04. Let's go with the hover. Same thing, kind of. It's matrix color, but this time it's going to be the brightness matrix, and it's going to take that dark amount that we set up right here. And again, zoom 0.04. I also want to add in one more insensitive. And what insensitive does is same thing with this one, dark amount, zoom 0.04. And what insensitive does is pretty much once this has to do with the timing as well. This. So pretty much when the time gets to, I don't know, nighttime or overnight or something, it can't be clicked on again because we can't advance the time. If that makes sense. Cool. The next one is going to be, let's see. We want to utilize a style right here. And let's say it's called navigation menu. And let's go ahead and define that. Style navigation menu. Okay. So spacing 18, which pretty much just it controls the gaps between the buttons. X align 0.0. That positions it. That positions the entire menu up in the corner. So we got to do the Y line 2, 0.0. X padding is 20. Pretty much what X padding does, however like X across the screen, like from the screen edge. So it's gonna be like if my mouse is the if my mouse is the screen or the nav bar, 20 would be like right here, and then we gotta like push it down like a little bit. So we gotta do Y padding 20. Cool. So theoretically, it would look like this. Perfect. Doesn't work. All right, let's see. So style navigation. And that seems to work. Style navigation. Just make sure everything is spelled correctly. Oh yeah, because we haven't did this yet. The hover darken. Now for this one, we gotta do. I'm gonna do it above it actually. At hover darken -0.2. And we want to do this for every single one. Every single button. Cool. Now it will be properly zoomed out. See? And it hovers perfectly, and if you have, yep, and it darkens a little bit. So, cool. And why it's centered right here and not like all the way over here is because we haven't added the time yet. So everything will be centered good, the way that it should. So everything should center the way that it should, like in this one right here. We just gotta add in this time now. Let's go ahead and do that. We've got one important thing. We gotta also X align 1.0. 1.0. Because it's gonna be on the right side of the screen now. Okay. Creating a time display. Like in the middle of the frame. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna put it right up here, just for example. Screen time display. It's gonna be a VBox. It's gonna have a Y align of 0.5 because we want to align it between the buttons. Let me pull that back up actually. So we want to align, so Y align pretty much aligns this with the buttons. And the X align 1.0 aligns these buttons on the right of the screen. Don't know why I keep closing it out. Okay. Force of habit. Okay. So, and then as of right now, the text, let's go ahead and just say, I don't know, 8 o'clock a.m. We'll fill these in later. And we're going to say Monday. And there is something I do want to show you when using that. Cool. So as you can see, it aligns good, but we are missing this. And the reason why we're missing this is because if we come back down here, the center, the reason why I didn't use another image button is because I want to utilize the screen time. So, using a screen time, let's say it as it is, use time display. Just like that. Let's do this, start. Yep, and there it is. So, this is what I want to show you. 8 o'clock a.m. Monday, it looks bad because it like merges, it blends in with the background and you can barely see it. So let's go ahead and get that fixed. And it's easy because it's within a transform and a style. So we're not really a transform, but let's go ahead and get that knocked out of the way. This one's gonna have a style, a style of, let's say, time display text. And the text align, again, it's going to be 0.5, meaning that it's going to be aligned like this. The next one's going to be bold. We want to bold it so it can stand out. Font. There is a font that I have, Righteous Regular TTF. You can use any font, but if you do not have this font, you can also do, we'll just 6 for the tutorial sakes. Let's do Deja Vu Sans.ttf. I do want to have an outlines, create outlines around it. Let's do 2, and the color is black, obviously. Okay. 0, 0. Okay. The font size is going to be 24. The color of the entire text is going to be white. And I think another white line will be good. Okay. So I think that's good. Don't know why this is not doing anything. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So now to utilize this, to use this, we're just going to say style and time display text. And the same thing right here. Okay. Yep, much better. 8 o'clock a.m. Monday, so much better. Okay. Now, the next thing to do is add in the last one, which is the sleep and time advance. And if you already can guess how we add that, I'm gonna leave that for another video actually, because I have a specific way of adding that, and I don't want to just add it to this per se. There's a reason why I'm not doing it, but if you do want to add it to this, you can just go ahead, and I'll just do it actually right here actually, just so you can have it. Let's do bottom right section, and this is gonna have the sleep, well, advance time, sleep, and there you can just add it in if you want. It's the same thing like this, and then just follow these steps, and the button should be down there. But yeah, with that being said, we have reached our 15-minute mark. With that, I'm gonna close it off here. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a like, and if you do have any questions or concerns, please, again, as always, post it in the comments below. If you have joined the Discord channel, you can also post the questions there. I just got a call from Mamazilla. I gotta go. So, yeah, guys, again, with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.